everybody always wants to know, what's the best way to take care of my pet's teeth?
I would love to be as succinct as your opening comment about brushing twice a day and stay away from sugar. It's a little bit convoluted because many of our efforts require cooperation by the animal, and many animals are not cooperative when it comes to oral health care. So oral hygiene is important in animals. That's just as important as it is for us. And I think many people struggle to then know what that actually means. How do you provide oral hygiene for your pet? Again, because for most things, you need some level of cooperation on their part. So I break it into 3 categories. You've got brushing, which is the gold standard, also the least realistic. I think statistically only about 2% of pet owners consistently brush their pet's teeth. So it's 98% that don't. And everybody's got their reason, right? Either the animal doesn't cooperate, or they have 3 kids, or, they're just too busy, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So brushing is the best thing to do. Chewing is the next best thing to do. So that way they're actually doing some of the work themselves, and they also get some enjoyment out of it. Usually they're either eating something or chewing something that's kind of like a toy. And then the third category is rinsing. And when it comes to rinsing, there are different products that you can add to the water. There's different gels that you can wipe on the teeth, different sprays that you can apply. So I try to encourage people to find at least one of those 3 categories. Oh, and when it comes to chewing, dental health diets fall in that category. So
like TD.
Yep. Well, and TD is just the one that comes most to mind, but Purina makes multiple diets that have dental health benefit. Hills makes multiple diets. Royal Canin makes some. So there's multiple different brands that have special ingredients in their food specifically to promote oral hygiene in the eater. So I like to direct people to the vohc.org website, and that's a group of veterinary dentists who created this organization to make sure that the products that say that they are good for teeth actually are. They have to have proven their efficacy through scientific studies. So they can go to that website and find products in those 3 different categories, brushing, rinsing, and chewing, to try to help their pets' oral hygiene at home. And the nice thing about trying to provide oral hygiene at home is that gets the person familiar with their pet's mouth, so they hopefully will notice if all of a sudden there's a broken teeth or a loose tooth or a tumor or something like that.
Just for the record, how often should a prophylactic dental treatment under anesthesia, how often should they be getting that? Is it dependent on their breed, or is it kind of standard for everybody?
Honestly, I typically recommend once a year. Which sounds like a lot and feels like a lot because there's the emotional component of anesthesia, which it does carry risks, so I definitely don't downplay that.
I had heard that the anesthetic risks in veterinary patients are higher than they are in people.
It is significantly
higher.
Mm-hmm. It does depend on the animal. If you have, bigger dogs like golden retrievers and labs are kind of classic examples. Those dogs sometimes can go their whole life without actually needing their teeth cleaned. But those dogs are the ones that often are really enthusiastic chewers and fetchers, and so they break their teeth, and so they need dental care for other reasons. But if you consider the fact that in dog years, 1 human year is 7 years, and you think, some animals don't get their teeth brushed ever, what do you think your dentist might say if you showed up every 7 years?
Yeah, that's a really good point. That's a really good point.
So.
There's anything else that you feel is really important to pass along to people?
I think it's just that pet healthcare definitely it's a complicated situation. My best day is to actually just clean teeth. What I mostly do is surgery to treat teeth that have become very diseased and infected. And at that point, now you're increasing the cost and traumatizing the patient, and that's unfortunately where most animals get to before they get a trip to the dentist. So my plea is just to pursue prophylactic care and take your pet in for a dental cleaning before the vet says, oh my gosh, this mouth is so infected and I'm going to have to do a bunch of surgery to fix it. There is a cost associated with anesthesia and with the care behind a professional cleaning, but it will save your pet surgical trauma, and in the long run, it will save your wallet to get that prophylactic care and not wait for things to be in need of actual treatment.
Almost all of the veterinarians that I've had on, when they're giving their 2 cents, like best advice, almost everybody is advocating for more preventative medicine, basically preventing bad things from happening so that they don't have to respond in aggressive or surgical or heroic ways that are usually much more expensive. Well, that is so helpful. Thank you so much.